Click record. Okay, share my screen, get my life together. Right. Oh, Berkeley's trying to figure out his life. Um, okay, so this week wanted to talk about vision plus action equals success. And this is actually something familiar that we've kind of talked about before, but I wanted to revisit it because I don't know if you guys realize, like, we are coming up on the end of March. Like, I know like, I guess we're on 20. Tomorrow's the 20th, and then it's the 21st. So, like, we're like 3/4 of the way through March, and we are approaching the end of quarter 1, which is just crazy to me that like we're already almost a fourth of the way through 2023. I feel like that always happens where you're like, I have so much time. And then you're like, no, I don't have time. So wanted to talk about like this idea again of revisiting our vision. What action do we need to take? And how can that lead to our success if Berkeley stops doing this? You don't get to go in and out. Okay. So first off, a few announcements is that on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Central, so 8:30 p.m. For my Eastern folks, we are having a body partner opportunity call, right? So what do we do as body partners? Right? Another thing to like, how do we share what we're doing? Why do you want to do it? Again, so we're going to talk a little bit about that too tonight. And so I hope maybe after tonight's call, you also have an idea what are some things you can talk about this week of why people should jump on board as a body partner. Today is actually, I didn't realize it till I went into like I check my memories every day because I think it's fun to do, and I realized that it's my fourth year anniversary. And some of you guys are new to the team and you've probably never really heard my story about how I started coaching. But I used to, I did Beachbody way back when I was in college, like a sophomore in college. I signed up. That would have been 2016, 2017 timeframe. And I did it for like a month or two and got good results, but then fell off the wagon and just never jumped back on. And I remember I was mad because I was in college and I was broke, and my auto ship of Shakeology came, and I was like, what the heck? Like, I can't afford $160 and stuff like that. And the gal that was my coach kept trying to get me to coach, and I was like, there's no way in God's green earth. It didn't help either that my husband used to date her. So it was like my husband's high school girlfriend, who was my coach, and she just didn't really check in with me or anything. She was a newer coach, and so I fell off the wagon. And then it was 4 years ago that I decided that I needed to do something. I started student teaching, and I was like, oh my God, this is awful. Like, I do nothing but go to school and come home in like adult life. Like, this is so boring. My husband worked literally like 80 hours a week. And so he was never home. So I was newly married, living in a new town where I knew no one, and I had like literally nothing to do after school. So I was like, okay, I need to like just give this a shot. And I really liked it. After I did the workouts for like 7 days, you guys all know how good you feel, like even after like a few workouts. So I was like, I got to do this. So here I am 4 years later. I have seen a lot of people come and go in this business. I've seen a lot of like my upline, they haven't left altogether. Like, I wouldn't say they quit. I would just say they stopped focusing on it because it got to the point where like they started other businesses and entrepreneurial things, like I do anymore. They simply let the team revenue, like in the team cycle bonuses, create a paycheck for them. So that's a little bit about my story, but think about your story, why you coach. Don't be afraid to share that. And you should be talking every single day this week about the body opportunity call, because you never know. Some people, yeah, really need these workouts. Some people really need this money or need the friendship or need, I loved it in our Go Green group. I know that Ashley put like she needs to find herself again. Like, that is what we're here for. It's not necessarily always about the money. And then transitioning into that, the Go Green Veggies group, that is starting tomorrow. There is an introductions post. So if you're in that Facebook group, please go make sure you interact, because if we're not interacting as coaches, our people in there aren't going to interact. And then I'm going to, for all the coaches in there, I'm going to send out a group chat and ask you to take a day to go live and talk about something. I found in those short, like 7-day groups, when we go live and do videos, that provides the most value to people. And people really like that. So we're going to do that. Still going with the team retreat in August. I have to book an Airbnb. I literally have had, you can see like all my tabs. I have a to-do list before baby M, and that is on it, like booking an Airbnb and doing all that. But I need to like get my stuff at school in order first, because there was like, I have stuff due like tomorrow that I had to get done. Team call calendar, I sent out in the top 10 group. If you could please consider taking a team call around my due date, like starting next week. I would love to have other people on the call and kind of leading the call, just so it's one less thing on my plate. And then I think I went for like all the weeks in April, because then I think in May I could take back over. But even going forward, like I'd love to collaborate with people more. I would love for like Sarah, Amanda, like there's so many people in here that have so many good things to offer. I would love for other people to start doing team calls and like on a rotation. Oh yeah, you're right, Angie. We are not going to do Easter weekend. Good call. Now, how do I exit out of there? We won't do Easter weekend because most people have plans and like have extended time off of work. And so we won't, I'll take that weekend off. But I would love going forward, like I'd love to speak like once a week on a call, or like once a month on a call, and then maybe I find a guest speaker once a month, and then so like that's 2 spots for other people. So I'll probably keep this schedule thing going out, because I think there's a lot that a lot of you guys have to offer our team, and it'd be a good leadership way for you to step up. I have talked about this a little bit. I'm in the group chat, but the wait time now. So if you are signed up as a coach or a preferred customer, you have to wait 6 months currently to re-sign up as a coach or preferred customer under a different coach. So some of us came through the route, like I think Mackenzie is one I see right now. Like she had a coach, she was signed up as a coach, but like her coach didn't really have any support. And so she wanted to switch to our team, but she had to wait 6 months to re-sign up as Mackenzie, because of like they don't want obviously people like hopping from coach to coach and being like, oh, you signed up as a coach, like here's a shiny object that my team offers, so you should join us instead. So they are actually reducing that to 3 months now, because they still think it will not cause the issue of like coaches just hopping teams, but also provide half the wait time, which is awesome. Think of how fast 3 months goes, because we're almost through 3 months. And then next is for the retreat. Do we have a date set? No, I am either looking at the 4th through the 6th or August 11th through the 13th. I just have to, see what place is open for what, but I hope to get that done this week. And then next super block is the 21-day fix. I know some people are thinking about doing that. Maybe pop in the chat if you plan on doing that, because it'd be super good to just put together a BOD group, or if you guys want to do Facebook, whatever works for me. If you want to put a specific, I would honestly, if I were to go back, because I have a beginners only BOD group right now, and most of my girls who are in the beginners only are in the like normal challenge group, I would put together like a Facebook group chat or something like that. That's a little like, I don't know, like maybe you just drop your sweaty selfie in there so people can like it or something. Or just say like, wow, day 1 was like freaking killer, or like, oh my God, I love day 2. And you kind of can have those conversations. But I found that like my girls who are doing beginners only already are challengers, so they're already in that other group, so it didn't really make sense to do that. So if you're interested, I'm personally not doing 21-day fix super block, but I know there are a lot of ladies on this team who are, and that could be really good. And another thing with that, sorry, I'm like taking 27 years just on announcements. Go back to anyone who has loved the 21-day fix. Like I have been seeing, and I need to make a post like this too, of like people who are like, where are my autumn Calabrese lovers at? Like, where are my 21-day fix lovers at? Guys, there are so many people in our lives who have probably done the 21-day fix that we don't even know about, who like did it when it came out on DVD, and they would love to do something like this again, because maybe they loved autumn or they love the 21-day fix. And so that is a avenue, like talk about like, have you ever, who's tried the, original 21-day fix or something like that? And then you can talk to those people about this new super block. Okay. So now let's get into the meat and potatoes, and I'm not going to muddle down too much. I don't have a ton of slides because I want you to spend some time reflecting, but excuses are a time thief. Have a goal, accept responsibility, and take action, right? So we all are really busy human beings, and I get that. But I think a lot of us, we don't get momentum in our businesses because we let excuses. And I'm even one like that. When I hit a goal, sometimes I'll be like, oh, like I can just coast now. And then I'm like, wait, why is this not working? Or like, why am I not going above and beyond or whatever? But have your goal, accept that you're responsible for your goal. Again, I talked about like, I've seen a lot of people come and go in this business. I've seen a lot of people jump to other companies and other opportunities. And at the end of the day, like if you're not going to put in the work here, you're not going to put in the work with another company. You're not going to put in the work elsewhere. So like accept responsibility for what you have and take action. So I want you to think about your vision, right? We went and we made these great vision boards right before 2023 started, or maybe right at the start of 2023, or maybe you came on as a new coach recently, so you haven't even thought much about your vision. But we're 3 months into the year, so we are almost a quarter of the way done. And I don't know about you, but we're going to blink and it's going to be summertime, and then we're going to be busy and it's going to be wild. But what do you want the rest of 2023 to play out as? So maybe you're like, man, like this isn't going the way I like envisioned my goals to go. I'm not making the progress. Or maybe you're feeling called like in a different way, like you're feeling called to host a specific group. You're feeling called to serve a certain group of people. You're feeling called to kind of change what that vision was, right? Every day I'm like, considering like, where is God calling me next? Like, is that to go back to teaching? Like, where am I being called? Because it's changing all the time. So I want you to really sit with your vision, look at your vision board again, and decide like, are these goals still aligned with where I want to go, and how is it going? So I wanted to talk a little bit about like, what do you want? Right? Is it results you want? Some of you guys probably joined the coaching team because you wanted like to be more accountable, which is what I joined as, right? Like I joined because one, I needed the 25% discount. And two, I wanted to get results. Okay. So be your best challenger and lean into this, right? Lean into the bod group, share in your bod groups, lean in and ask people to do it with you. Like it's simple of like, hey, I'm looking for accountability partners. Do you want to do this with me? Think about like anytime you start, like I see people all the time who are like, I'm starting the 75-day hard. Like who wants to try it with me? Or like, I get that. I see it all the time on social media. I'm doing XYZ challenge. I'm looking for someone to hold me accountable. And it's not them trying to sell anything. It's just them like simply wanting an accountability partner. So you can look at this the same way. Okay. Maybe you want some money, right? So at the end of the day, the way to make money in this is to send your invites and help ladies find products they love. Because if you can get people supplements and get them supplements they really enjoy and they know how to utilize, you're going to keep them as long-term subscriptions, which is going to boost your income. And then if you get people hooked on the products, typically it's pretty easy to get them signed up as a preferred customer or a coach because they want the discount and they want to share this with others, right? And there's nothing wrong with wanting whatever you want. Some people are here and are like, I'm never going to quit my normal job. Like, I love my normal job. So it's not the money for me. Like, for me, it's not about the money. It's about the freedom. It's about like, I want to be able to, like, even the thought of, like, if I go early, right, like that is more time I am taking off of work, which is like crummy because I don't get paid for it. Okay. But the flip side of that, I'm like, I know I could make it up. It'd be fine, like whatever. But just think of like the freedom of taking a day off, or I'm like, what if I run out of sick days next year? What if I want to go, like, there's so many like trips and stuff I want to go on. And I'm like, what if I can't because I don't have days off, right? Okay, so not always about the money. Maybe it's about the freedom or paying off debt early, stuff like that. Maybe you want the travel. I know, like, so right now, a year ago, Angie and I were in Punta Cana, and I am crying knowing I'm not there again this year, which granted, like, yeah, like probably shouldn't go when you're 37 weeks pregnant. Like probably wouldn't have been a good life choice. And my doctor would have been like, you crazy human. But like I am like, I want to be there next year. Like I want to, I remember last year being there and like these people had like their little babies and it was so great. And I'm like, I just want to travel again. And so if you want to travel, like sign up for Summit, go to San Antonio with the girls, focus on hitting Success Club so that you can earn those Success Club trip points. Like I am focused on earning my trip dollars so that we can go again. That was like literally the best thing in my life. And one thing I like keep thinking of saving up for. So Shay and I have been talking like once we get all our stuff paid off that we're working towards and stuff and we get through my maternity leave, like what are we going to do with this like extra money I'm accumulating? And I all I can think about is like when my kid is like 5 years old, I want to take him to like Disney or something. Like I just want to go to Disney actually. Like I'd go right now by myself. Um and so think of like what do you want? Okay. Friendships. If you want some friendships out of this, go to in-person events, find a success partner. Jump on Zoom events. Like if someone's like, hey, I'm doing my tracker, I think the best thing I've gotten out of this coaching opportunity is the most amazing friend group. Honestly, don't talk to a lot of females like outside of this group because I want to surround myself with other women who think they can do good things and are doing good things and like pushing themselves. Because a lot of times when I talk to other people, I don't know if you've noticed this, is that like I feel like when I talk to other human beings, 90% of the time it's negativity. Like 90% of the time it's about how their life isn't going as planned or their job sucks or, you know, like they're sick of this. And so that's what I like about this. But if you want to build those friendships, go to events, find a partner, jump on Zoom when we're doing trackers or, you know, throw it out there, all that kind of stuff. So I want you to take some reflection. So I talked about having your goals in front of you. Maybe you have some numbers. Again, guys, if you're not tracking and you don't even know where you're at, like if you set a goal to make X amount of dollars this year and you don't even know where you're at, like towards that goal, and if you're ahead, behind, whatever, you got to look at it. So, a few things I want you just to think about and reflect on. I'm going to go through these kind of quickly so that you can have some time after this to kind of think about them. But have you put in the work and the time needed to see success? So all the time I'm like, I want to be a 2-star diamond team. I want our team to keep growing, like, you know, all this stuff. But then I look at it like I haven't been talking about coaching very much. I haven't been sharing a lot about like the coach opportunity. I talk about working out every day, but I don't talk like I think of Angie noticeably. I've noticed, and I know she's in Melanie Mitro's Rockstar Recruitment Group, so I think that's why. But like she is sharing about coaching every single day, and I'm like, holy moly, like always about how to work with her. So I'm like, I am interested to see too, like how that changes her business. My thing is, did you show up consistently and authentically? Consistency, again, does not mean you are doing every single thing every single day. It means that you're just showing up in the space you can and that you're showing up authentically. Again, I do not think that just posting graphics is enough. You got to be talking about stuff, you've got to be showing what's going on. And then are you like, I think those authentic connections are really where people get drawn in. Do you share this opportunity with others, right? So are you talking to people about what you're doing? I know some of you guys have put yourselves out there and you have shared transformation photos or you've shared posts and people are like, oh my gosh, like you're incredible. Like, or, you know, like, I can't believe how you do that. Like, or they say really good things about your post. And my question is like, are you sharing this with them? Excuse me. Are you going back to people who have you've talked to before and like talking to them about the opportunity? Are you going back and following up with someone when they say, you know, like now's really not a good time? And it's like, okay, like, and it's a simple, I love to follow up with people. Sometimes it's even monthly and it's not, hey, do you want to join my new group? It's, hey, like, I know you were so stressed last month and had way too much on your plate. Like, how are you feeling this month? Okay. Cause it seems to naturally like turn into, they kind of know what is going on. But, I also just like to check in with people in general. And when I don't, usually I end up kicking myself. Like there's a girl who's like, check in with me at the beginning of March. Checked in with her like mid-March and she's like, yeah, I joined XYZ group. And so I'm like rocking my workouts now. And I'm like, should have checked in with you like sooner in March, apparently. But what items of the tracker have you avoided? That's a good question. Like I will, do you do everything on your tracker but send those invites, or do you do everything on your tracker but you don't know how to post? You do everything on there. What are you doing? Okay. And then where are you at with your goals? Again, so are you ahead, behind? What do you need to do, right? Do you need to realign your goals? Did you set your goals maybe like way too high and you feel like you've been at a spot that you're like, I'm not quite sure? Also, if you want a really, really good book to read, 12 week year by, I think it's Brian Morgan, I think is his name, but 12-week year is perfect, especially in this circumstance. He talks about, instead of looking at our goals like a year-long time frame, because in January we're like, oh my gosh, I have so much time, it's all good. Like, what if we broke them down into 12-week increments so that we feel the pressure? I don't know about you, but like when I have a deadline approach, I take something a lot more seriously. Like, for example, I had things that I literally have to have done by tomorrow morning, and like I sat down and got them done this afternoon. Whereas like I could have easily done them anytime this week, but I kept pushing them off and kept pushing them off. So think about that. I want to talk about some actions we can take. So maybe you're not where you're at right now, but I want to talk about some things we can do. So number one, I would love to do accountability partners again. So if you want to do accountability partners, I'm going to make a post, like actually I'm going to do it right now, because I always say I'm going to post something or I'm going to do something, and then I don't. And so I'm making a post right now on the team page. Ability partner sign up. If you want an accountability partner, I kind of like to pair people who are in similar walks of life, similar just like stuff in general, or maybe like pair people who are in the same time zones, or like similar places, so that you can kind of work together. But I think that when we used to do that, that was very helpful, and you can utilize it in any way you want, right? So that might be you guys hop on Zoom and do your tracker, or it might be just that you simply check in with each other each day, or you set goals together, or you're like, hey, let's run this group together, or it can be whatever you want. But I think some of the coaches in here who have been in here before and have done accountability partners can tell you it is really a fantastic thing and can really help you. So I put that in the team page. If you want to get an accountability partner, I'd love to like comment on that post. The other action you can take right now is figure out what free group you want to run. Okay. What do you love that you could talk about for ages? It does not have to be specific either to like how I've done the veggies group. You could do a water challenge. You could do sample workouts, right? You guys know how like you can Google 21-day fix sample workout. You could do, I just thought of this idea, which would be kind of interesting. Is yeah, light bulb is like an autumn like sneak peek, like a 21-day fix super block, like sneak peek group, but it's like a free group, and we do 5 days worth of workouts from autumn, because right, autumn has pumped out like 87,000 programs. So it's like you can do the 21-day fix sample workout, you could do the 80-day obsession sample workout, you could do the 9-week control freak sample workout, the 4 weeks for everyone sample workout, right? And those are all free, like just linked videos. And then at the end, it's like all like, okay, well, if you've really liked this lady, like here's your options to join us, right? And so I have not ran a free fitness group in a long time. But if you and your accountability partner, or you and your coach want to, that could be a really good opportunity. I did them all the time when I was a new coach. Like I ran them every single month when I was a young, like a coach that was really trying to bring people in. That is what I did. Currently, I've outgrown that space. So I don't personally do it too much, but it could be a very good opportunity for you guys. And I have a ton of ones I could add you to, like that are older, so you could see what they were like. But we usually did a workout and we just linked it. And then you could do like a water challenge, or you could do a nutrition tip. So we usually had like a workout post in the morning, maybe a nutrition post at noon, and then we did like a fun post in the evening. Or you could even keep it simpler than that, whatever works. And you could do like 5 days. Don't do a super long one. Okay. And then the other actions you should take is invite to the body opportunity call, because where your income will really start to trickle in and like is when you start building this team, right? Like I said, there's a lot of my upline who do not coach at all anymore. And they literally just require on us, or like they just bank on us coaches under them who are still working the business. And so they collect a paycheck every week without doing anything. And they have all their challengers who have subscriptions, all that kind of stuff. And you never know who might say yes. And right, I have people who I've invited every single month for like 6 months, and they still have not, like, they'll watch the recordings, they'll do that, they haven't taken the leap. So go back to people. Maybe you've invited people before to this, and you just say, like, maybe now's still not a good time, but wanted to let you know my team is hosting our monthly, like, our body opportunity call. Wanted to make sure you don't miss out. Here are the details. But go back to those people because probably if you've ever listened to a national wake up call, you've heard a lot of the top coaches talk about how they were invited multiple times for months, for years before they finally said they'd do it. So I want to end with this is, where could you be 1 year from now? 1 year ago, Angie and I were literally sitting in a pool on a beach drinking endless margaritas and endless pina coladas. And I think they were Miami Vices, which are like a mixture of something that I don't remember, but it was really, really good. And so, like, where could you be a year from now? And I can genuinely tell you, I never thought I'd be one of the people on those trips. And to be honest, guys, it didn't take a ton to be there. Like, we've broke it out before. I think we did a team call where we broke it out of like, if you hit Success Club 10 every month, that pays for your entire trip, right? So even if you hit like Success Club 5, that pays for half your trip because they like break it out. And then it's like payments, they do quarterly payments. So like you might only end up paying like $300 a quarter, and one quarter you might have over and one you might have under. Like, it just is amazing. How do you want to change your life, right? And again, you might be fine with where you're at. I know, like, one thing for me is like, I just want to keep building momentum so that we can pay off our debt and I can walk away from my job outside of my house, or find a job that maybe pays different than being a teacher, or like that I could do differently. I don't know. How can you lean in, right? Have you really just been kind of muddling through, or is there something you could do to kind of lean in? And where are you lacking? You need to do some research and improve. I know that I am always trying to learn. Like, Angie's in the Rockstar recruitment group. There's a lot of free stuff out there. There's a lot of YouTube. There's a lot of things. So if you're like still not posting because you don't know what to post or how to post, there's so many things out there on how to post, right? Like, there's so many. So where do you need to take personal responsibility and how to improve? And what can you do, right? Like, is there certain team calls? Like, I've had people who are like, I need to learn more about XYZ. I'll send them team calls. But on my YouTube channel, if you type in Brianna Mueller, you'll get two options. You will either get this page that has all our team calls, or you'll get my other page of COVID videos that I had to record for school. So if you want to learn about those, have fun. But just think of like, where can you improve? Because I know, like, I'm constantly trying to figure out where I can still improve. So don't think like your learning has ended. And then let's finish quarter 1 strong, because yeah, we have like 21 days left in quarter 1. And so it's just interesting to see like where we're at, where we're going. So if you have any questions, I was just going to look in the chat. Sarah's doing it. Mackenzie's doing it. Angie's considering it. Okay, perfect. So there's a lot of people who are considering doing it. So I think it would be something very fantastic. Any questions? Look at that, half an hour. Any questions or anything they want to add of things that sparked something in them? Anybody? Okay, perfect. Well, it is wild. When I hopped on here, it was still light outside, which was super weird. It's like still kind of light out behind Angie. That's super weird. It's like, I'm loving it. Summer is maybe eventually coming. For all of you folk who are like, I wish we had snow, we're supposed to get more 3 to 5 inches this week. So in case you are like, you wish you had winter, no, you don't, because it's god awful and never ending. So, But I hope you all have a great week. Again, if you're in the Go Green group, please go interact in there. Again, watch for something, because I'd love each person to take a day, check out the team call list, all of that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys later.